So what are the factors that affect, like how about the decisions that are taken regarding the inventory and having proper control over the inventory. So it is one of the central tasks in managing inventory effectively while keeping costs under control. Ordering cost, that means here the cost that is involved to order certain amount of inventory from the supplier. Hello everyone, I am Nikilavati S, Faculty of Commerce, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. I welcome you all for the sessions on Production and Operations Management. Let us study about the fourth chapter, that is Inventory Management. So in today's session, we will be discussing what is inventory management is all about and some of the important concepts of inventory management and what are the factors affecting the inventory management decisions. So moving on, the first and foremost, so what is inventory management is all about? So here it's all about planning, organizing, directing and controlling all kinds of inventory or stock that is used in a manufacturing business. So this chapter deals with completely about the inventory. So let us see the meaning of inventory management. Inventory management is a critical component of production and operations management as it focuses on controlling the materials and goods necessary for production and ensuring their availability to meet the demand. So here proper management of inventory here refers to check that all the required materials are available for the production. So all the materials and goods that are necessary for the production and operation process to happen, and also to ensure that their availability is always there in order to meet the demand by the business organization. Then efficient inventory management helps maintain a balance between inventory levels and production needs, minimizing cost while maximizing efficiency. So why we need to manage the inventory properly? Because it helps in maintaining a balance between the inventory levels that are maintained by the business as well as the production needs. So inventory level should be maintained always as per the production needs. So either the stock should be overstocked or understocked, as understocking of inventory always causes delay and disturbance to the production process. So it helps to minimize the cost that is caused due to the disturbance or delay in production or the shortage of inventory, and also proper management of inventory helps for maximizing the efficiency of the production. So the meaning of inventory management. The inventory management refers to the systematic process of ordering, storing and utilizing the organization's inventory. That means here the management of inventory, it's all about, it's a systematic process of ordering. That means what is the actual amount of inventory that is needed for the production. So ordering from the raw materials department, then storing the inventory. So taking decisions regarding how to store the inventory without getting it spoiled, then utilizing the same for the organization's inventory for the production process. Then it includes raw materials, components, finished goods and spare parts. So always inventory doesn't mean it only raw materials, but also it includes the finished goods, work in progress and other spare parts also. So the main goal is to ensure that the right inventory is available at the right time and in the right quantity and at the lowest possible cost. So why the inventory management is important? It is important to ensure that the right quantity of inventory is available at the right time. So it should not disturb the production process in any way. Moving forward, classification of inventory. So as I said earlier, there are types of inventories. So inventory doesn't only mean the stock or the raw materials. So basically the inventory can be classified into several categories based on the purpose of its usage. So in that way we have raw materials These are the basic inputs that are used for the production process. Say for example, steel that is used for manufacturing cars, or say for example, leadstone is used for the production of cement, or sugarcane is used for the production of sugar, or cotton is used for the production of textile or clothes, etc. So next we have is work in progress. So work in progress, this is the stock that is in the production process but not yet have become finished goods. So then we have finished goods, the final product that is already been manufactured. Say for example, mobile phone, the cars, or pens or notebooks that are ready to use. So these are the finished goods. Then maintenance, repair and operating supplies. So some of the maintenance tools and other spare parts, equipments that are used in order to support the production process to happen smoothly. Then it also includes spare parts and consumables. And finally, we have buffer or safety stock. So we need to keep the safety stock, one extra items of stock for the safer side. Then next we have the factors affecting inventory control policy. So what are the factors that affect, like how about the decisions that are taken regarding the inventory and having proper control over the inventory. So some of the factors that the inventory management team has to focus includes like demand forecasting, lead time, cost of holding inventory, etc. One of the most important factor in order to decide what is the amount of inventory you require is demand forecasting, because based on the demand you have to estimate the size of the stock or the quantity of the stock you need. Because if the demand forecast is too high, you may sometimes overstock or over order the quantity of the raw materials, or if the demand is estimated low, then sometimes you may understock the inventory, which again disturbs the production process. Then the lead time. So here the lead time is the time taken for ordering and the actual receiving of the order. Say for example, you have ordered a product on September 30. Then you have received that product in October 10th. So it takes 10 days gap to reach you. So that 10 days of time is called as lead time. So the time taken for the ordering of the product as well as the time gap between placing an order and actual receiving of that order. Next we have is the cost of holding inventory. That means inventory holding cost, either it may be warehouses or insurance or deterioration, or that is the inventory items that are lost due to the spoilage or due to the passage of time, etc. So here even the cost of holding inventory must be calculated so that you can order when and where required, and also you can reduce the overall cost of holding inventories. Say for example, a company dealing with the perishable products have to keep in mind regarding the holding cost, because this perishable goods get spoiled easily. So they need not order in before the time or the actual time of the production. Then they can make the goods lost due to the holding or spoilage. So in that way they can take care of the cost of holding inventory. Then the order cost, even for there is a cost involved for ordering certain materials. Say for example, a car manufacturing company is ordering from some of its parts from overseas. Then it requires time and patience as well as the cost. So the cost of ordering is also to be kept in mind. So based on that they can take the decisions regarding when to order and from whom to order. Then we have seasonality of products. So some of the products are seasonal. Like say for example, the manufacturer who manufactures umbrella or ice creams or cool drinks manufacturers. For the certain products, the demand goes up in certain seasons. So based on that, he can go for seasonal ordering of the required stock. Then production scheduling. So again, the production scheduling is important in order to take decisions regarding the inventory that you require, because it's always if the production scheduling or the time of the production process is continuous, you may require the stock or throughout the year, or if your production scheduling is seasonal, so you may only require stock before that particular season, etc. Moving on, we have the nature of the product. Even the nature of the product that is produced by the business also affects the decisions of the inventory, because again it depends whether you are, say for example, food processing units. In there they have to take care of the particular products that they are dispatched on time, they are produced on time as per the demand. Otherwise, if they are not dispatched on time, they'll get spoiled. Inventory here not only refers to the raw materials but also refers to the finished goods also. Say for example, a pharmaceutical company, so it has to check, like every drugs and medicines will have a certain expiry date, so it has to keep rotating its stock of finished goods. Then the supplier reliability, so the ability to depend on the supplier, and how can you get the regular supply from that particular supplier or not, as so that this should not affect the production process, or it should not disturb or delay the production process to happen. So if you are in good terms with the supplier, then you can order when the production happens. But if you feel that the supplier is not a regular supplier, then you have to take care of the supplier and the relationship of the supplier, and how you can rely on the supplier for the inventory. So based on that, even the inventory control policy can be formulated. Then comes economic order quantity. So economic order quantity is nothing but the order of quantity of which, the quantity of inventory at which you can get the most economy, that means which you can reduce the cost. So the order at which you can reduce the cost is all about the economic order quantity. Then the availability of capital. So again, the ordering of inventory always depends on the availability of working capital you have. So you should have enough working capital in order to order the inventory that you requires. So availability of capital is also one of the important factor that affects the inventory control policy. Then other government regulations, so certain political stability in your country, and some of the rules and regulations, and import export tariffs, trade rules and regulations, all this matters in order to take an effective rules and policies regarding the inventory. Let us move to the next concept, that is inventory cost. So how to calculate the inventory cost and how to reduce the cost of inventory so that the overall cost of production is reduced. So in inventory cost, basically we have three kinds of models in which you can derive the cost of inventory, so that then you can decide like what is the best order quantity or what is the best reorder level, and which is the order level in which you can reduce the cost of inventory, and inventory can be obtained with lower costs. So that includes, one of the model is basic EOQ model. So as we discussed earlier, EOQ means economic order quantity. So it is one of the central tasks in managing inventory effectively while keeping costs under control. So this method helps us to keep the cost under control. And so this economic order quantity model is a key tool used to achieve this balance. And the EOQ model helps to determine the optimal order quantity. So it helps us to determine what is the optimum order quantity that the production unit should place an order, so that which minimizes the total cost that is associated with inventory. So including both ordering cost and holding cost. So when we here calculate the cost of inventory, it also consists of the ordering cost that is involved as well as the holding cost that is involved. Say for example, to hold the stock of the ice creams, you need to refrigerate it. So the cost of electricity, the cost of refrigerators, etc. This is the holding cost. So here it both calculates the ordering cost as well as holding costs. Moving on. So if we see the basic economic order quantity model, some of the components of cost that are involved in the economic order quantity model includes ordering cost. That means here the cost that is involved to order certain amount of inventory from the supplier. This may include some of the administrative costs or shipping fees, etc. So then we have holding cost. So that means the cost of holding an inventory. Say for example, as we discuss just like ice cream, even if you want to store some of the food products, that must be kept in certain temperature or in certain refrigerated, or say for example, if you want to store the medicines and drugs, that must be kept in certain temperature. So the cost that is involved in order to carry those orders or the inventory is holding cost. Then we have is purchase cost. So this is the cost of inventory or the purchase price of that particular inventory. So the actual purchase price of the units that are obtained. It's all about the actual cost of purchasing and goods. So then stock out cost is the cost that is incurred for running out of the stock. That means the delay that happens and the cost that we lose due to the delay in the production. So that is all about the stock out cost. Here the formula for calculating EOQ is equal to root 2ds divided by h, where the D is the demand, S is the ordering cost, and H is the holding cost. Say for example, a bookseller has the demand for 12,000 books per year and the cost of ordering books is 500 and the holding cost is 10 rupees for holding each book. So how to calculate the EOQ? So here it is root 2ds divided by h. That means here 2 into the demand is 2000 into S is the ordering cost, that is 500, divided by H, that is holding cost. So that will be root 1 crore 20 lakhs divided by 10. So that will be the root of 12 lakhs, which is 1095 orders. So the book seller should order 1095 books in order to minimize its costs. Moving on, we have reorder level. So this reorder level is the inventory level at which a new order should be placed in order to avoid the stock outs. So again, it takes into account the lead time. That means the time taken between placing an order and receiving it, and the average usage rate. That means how much of the product is used during the time. So the formula for calculating reorder level is equal to lead time demand. That is equal to lead time into average usage rate. So this helps to determine at which stage of the inventory that a reorder should be placed. So it again is based on the number of days that you require to receive the order, and you should make sure that in that lead time you are able to manage with your stock and meet the sales. Moving on, we have ABC analysis in inventory management. So ABC analysis is again a type of calculating the inventory cost. So it is a popular inventory categorization technique that is used in production and operations management in order to prioritize the items based on their importance. So to the business. So here this method is based on the Pareto principles, that is 80/20 rule, where a small percentage of the items often account for a large percentage of the total value, because here they categorize the items or the inventory as A items, B items and C items. So in the category A items, so these are the I value items. So some of the I value items are typically categorized as, so though their size is small, so these are categorized as A because they represent a small percentage of the inventory but a significant portion of the inventory value, and also often 70 to 80% of the total inventory is valued here. So next we have is B items. So those items and the stock that comes under B. So these are the moderately important items, and they usually represent 15 to 25% of the total value of the inventory and are medium in both value and quantity. So as you can observe here, the A items are smaller in number but they are of the high value, but whereas B items are medium. And as you can see, the C items are larger in number but they are of the less value. So C items, so these are the inventory or items, but they are large in quantity, but the majority of inventory items but contribute to only a small portion of the inventory value. Moving on, this was all regarding the inventory management, factors affecting inventory management and calculation of inventory cost. So in inventory cost calculation, we have seen three models, that is basic EOQ model, then comes the reorder level and ABC analysis. In this way, they can derive what is the actual amount of inventory they require. So this was all regarding the inventory management. Thank you.